EFK22. On the H launch, man, there's a lot of really good stuff happening. So, Mike, amazing job for coming out with all that space. That really helps Holly and Sonny get through the door and give them somewhere to go to. Now we've got to get that same distance and a little bit more presentation. That's all it is. And then Alison, you can help just go a little bit more with Mike, and that'll bring his left arm out to here. So the goal is for Mike to be exactly where he is, but with his left shoulder here, and Alison just to kind of meet him to there. But I really like the space. I'm sure Holly does as well. It's like, whoa, just get through the door. Super easy, especially on the caravan, guys. That's awesome. And been neglecting Jimmy a bit recently. I realised I've just been a little bit short on time. I'm at home in the afternoon now. I've got a little bit more time. Weather's bad. So Jimmy, that's really nice. Good timing with the group. We get to see all the grips. And look, the aeroplane is still just up in the corner there. So if they were presented now, yeah, they would have fulfilled their part of the bargain. But you did your job, man. Really nice. Pretty good grip switch into the E as well. Obviously, if we have a better presented exit, then it won't rotate so much. Okay, 22 build. Oh, sorry, K build is what I meant to say. Yeah, the K build. From F to K, Mike just does a left 45 turn. Holly does a left 135. No, not sorry, not between 45 and 90. So it's like a left turn. 45, let's say. So Mike and Holly left 45 turns, and Holly, it should feel like you've got your right hand grip very close to Mike's leg once he's done his turn. And then Sonny does a full 90. So she would do a full 90 and stay cheated, as opposed to having that straight K where Holes has to move all the way out. That's not how we want to build the K. We want to build the K in a much more like the position it is now. So Holly just turn a little bit left, Mike turn a little bit left, and then a 90-degree turn, a full 90 from Sonny. Okay, 22. Okay, key should come from Alison. It's, I guess Holly keys it. It's good. So Holes, you're doing the full turn technique. If you do this technique, there's two ways to do it. You can either open up and let Sonny come through and then do a 180, or you can blast your turn straight away. If you blast your turn straight away, you just want to wait at this angle here so that you just make it easier for Sonny to get through rather than doing a full turn that pushes you away a little bit. Okay, Alison. So I would say, yeah. So Alison, for you, I would do a little step to here, just a tiny step to the left. You could just kind of graze over the top of Mike's left elbow as well. So a little bit up and forward to here, but literally your center point is going from here to about there. And then when you get to there, turn in place and try and stay there. The trouble with doing this technique now is you turn away and you kind of just keep moving away from the piece. And now look at this really big setup picture for the cat. So for you, I said you want to make that little, just kind of step a little sideways to here. We're talking about less than a meter. To there, stop. And you can even look at Holly. Do your turn and then try and set up relative to Holly. So try and place yourself in like a three-way compressed with a middle person missing with Holes. And Holly, you would be waiting at that angle. And then Alison, you would have your angle kind of the same. So you would do that little step to the left, do your rotation, and then be at the angle you are now over here, because you'd then be in that position. And then you can see, guys, let's have a little look at the cat. So Mike steps out of the center. Remember, it shouldn't feel like a rotation for you, Mike. It should feel like you're just kind of sliding back and out at that line there. Little bit kind of sideways, quartering back to here. Sonny, you help him out like that. Mike, you keep looking over your right shoulder. It's a little bit of an early head switch for you, Mike. The piece goes pretty good, but it's a little early head switch. I'd rather see you looking, Mike. I'd rather see you looking this way until Sonny gets to the 180 point, which is now. This is the 180 point of the cat. This is for the time for you to head switch, Mike, and just think about pushing a little bit backwards. But it's pretty much Sonny that should be doing the major part of this move. So Sonny, you help Mike out. Awesome. That's a really good help out there. You now try and bring your knees to where Mike's head was, which you do. And then at the end of the move, you see how it looks like Sonny kind of gets towed around. It's because Mike's leading the piece, and it shouldn't. Mike leads the beginning of the move by opening the door, and then it's Sonny's move. She powers the piece around, and Mike, you just look over your right shoulder now. When you get to this point, you can now push straight backwards, and that way the piece will come back to where it came from. All right, on the build to the E, the long axis is now, see how it's kind of how weird it is. It's in between here and here. So what we need to do is we need to spit Mike back out to there. If Mike goes that way at 45 degrees and Holly plugs into the center, we're going to have a much nicer build into the E. We won't have to wait for Alison to come around Mike. And Alison, for you, your move then is just to open up 45 degrees and the Mika should land on you. Because Mike, see how the center of this formation is here where Mike's butt is. So he needs to step out and put his left hand in the middle of that formation. So he needs to get out to there. And that'll keep everything on the long axis without having to do that around the corner move for you, Alison. Okay, pretty similar on the K to the first one. Mike, that's a good turn. Alison, that's a good turn. Holly, rather than sliding out, just rotate in place and then try and force Sonny to come to you. So don't be looking at Sonny. Look at Mike, Holly. Just do a left 45 turn and then wait for Sonny to complete her move. And Sonny, it's a cheat. You want to have a good solid cheat. The same way that you'd have a cheat on a C or a G on Holly, you want to have that same, well, mirror imaged cheat over there on the K. Cool.